I've spent the last 3 nights staring at the same shadows in the corner of my room, wondering when the air in this house became so heavy. They say that when a predator is near, the forest goes silent. My forest is this neighborhood, and the silence has been absolute for 72 hours. It started with my neighbor, Mr. Henderson. I saw him from my window on Tuesday. He was standing in the middle of his lawn, perfectly still, staring at a single brick on the side of his garage. He didn't blink. He didn't breathe. He just stood there. I thought about calling for help, but something in the way his shoulders were hunched, just a few inches too high, made me lock my door instead. Then came the voice from the kitchen. My mother has been out there since sunset. She's been calling my name, her voice drifting through the cracks in the floorboards.
Can you come here?
It's a beautiful sound. It's the exact voice that used to read me stories when I was 5. The same gentle, rasping tone she had before the accident 2 years ago. But I know better. I was at her funeral. I saw them lower the casket into the frozen earth. I first heard her at 6 p.m. I was sitting in the living room, surrounded by the growing shadows of twilight, when the front door creaked open. There was no wind. Then, her voice. "Mark? Honey? Can you come here? I need your help with these plates." I felt a cold shiver crawl up my spine, a primal warning from a part of my brain I didn't know existed. I walked toward the kitchen, every step feeling like I was moving through deep water. I peered through the doorway. She was standing at the sink, wearing that old floral dress she loved so much. But as I watched, her head began to tilt. It didn't stop where a human neck should. It kept going, rotating with a series of wet, sickening cracks until she was looking at the ceiling while her body stayed facing the wall. She reached for a glass, and I saw her hand. The fingers didn't stop growing. They stretched out like pale, blind worms, bending in places where there were no joints. And her feet, she was barefoot. Her skin was a featureless, gray slab. No toes, no heels, just smooth, artificial flesh fused to the tile floor. I didn't scream. I couldn't. I backed away into my bedroom and turned the lock. Now, she is right outside. I can see her shadow through the gap under the door. She stopped pretending to be my mother. Now, she's using my voice. "Mark, let me in," my own voice whispers. It's a perfect copy, but the rhythm is wrong. It's too steady, too robotic. The other one is coming. "You don't want to be in here when it arrives." My phone vibrated then. A notification from my doorbell camera. I opened the app with trembling hands. There was another version of me standing on the porch. It was wearing my clothes. It had my face, but its eyes, they were nothing but two deep, black craters that seemed to suck the light out of the air. It was smiling, a jagged, impossible smile that showed far too many teeth. The two of them began to communicate. My mother's voice in the hallway and my voice on the porch. They aren't using words anymore. It's a language of wet clicks, high-pitched whistles, and the sound of something heavy being dragged across the floor. I looked out the window. The entire street is lined with them. Dozens of figures, standing perfectly still under the moonlight, heads tilted at impossible angles, all staring at my house. They are waiting for me to break. They don't just want to kill me. They want to replace me. The scratching on the door has stopped, but there's a new sound. It's coming from inside my closet. A slow, rhythmic thumping, like a second heart beating in the dark. I can feel my own jaw starting to ache. My fingers are beginning to stretch. My memories are fading, replaced by a cold, empty static. If you see someone you love, and their smile stays a second too long. If they ask you for a favor they've asked 1,000 times before, run. Don't look back. Because by the time you realize something is wrong, you're already gone. "Mark? Honey? Can you come here?"